Youth unemployment is the intentional and systematic acquisition of digital skills. He explains that it is vital to all sectors of the economy and competitive advantage for employment, self-reliance, and sustainable wealth creation in today's world.
It will be a crime for any youth not to have a skill. The youth of this country must have at least 2 skills that can and that will and that we think is going to transform to one local government, one product. And what are the products we are talking about? We are not talking about Dangote refinery, we are not talking about that and that, we are talking about cottage and agricultural industry.
The outcome of the visit will enable participants formulate policies for government, which will in turn ensure Nigeria achieve a digital economy that empowers youths, as well as provide sustainable jobs for them. Olayinka Ojo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian communications satellite, NIGECOMSAT, says the much-anticipated presidential project 774 VSAT digital installations powered by the Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy across the 774 local government areas in the country is progressively etching towards completion of the first phase. A statement by NIGECOMSAT's Managing Director, Jane Egerton-Idehin, indicates that the project, which is the initiative of the Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Bosun Tijani, is to connect all the local government areas councils in Nigeria to the digital economy, with NIGECOMSAT handling 579 local government areas. NIGECOMSAT is expected to connect these assigned local government headquarters in Nigeria via satellite coverage, leveraging the Ka-band network asset of the NIGECOMSAT 1R communications satellite. Phase 1 of the project states and is gradually reaching concluding stages, while in Imo, Zamfara and Cross River states, VSAT installation in all the allocated local government councils for the first phase has been concluded 100%. The assigned local government councils in Kogi in the same phase is at 90%. Expressed by stakeholders at the review and validation on curriculum developed for students in law faculties on freedom of expression and safety of journalists, organized by the Nigerian Institute of Advanced Legal Studies and UNESCO. Judiciary correspondent Austin Anyebe reports.
Expression is a fundamental right enshrined in international and regional legal frameworks, though, like other rights, it's not absolute, as there are legitimate restrictions. However, the worry has been the reported cases of harassment, arrest, and intimidation of journalists in the course of performing their legitimate duties. This, according to legal
current information on the trends of case law and jurisprudence across the globe on how to promote, protect, and enforce the rights of journalists, freedom of expression, access to information, digital rights, and all the legitimate restrictions that courts across the globe.
Opinions, knowledge, and input provided by participants are of great value in guaranteeing that the curriculum adheres to the utmost levels of academic rigor and effectively tackles the ever-changing obstacles encountered by journalists.
Head of UNESCO Abuja office reiterates the organization's commitment to continue to build capacity of legal minds towards protecting the freedom of expression and safety of journalists.
It is true, the exercise of the right, that it is possible to ensure a well-informed citizenry, to ensure openness and transparency, and to hold those in power to account.
Solicitor General of the Federation and Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Justice, Director of Nigerian Law School, and others commended the curriculum, saying it will strengthen rule of law, safeguard journalists, and promote accountability in governance.
Now, in line with its intervention mandate in critical sectors of development, the Northeast Development Commission has distributed drugs, medical equipment and consumables to primary and tertiary health facilities in Borno State. Maimuna Garba reports.
A healthy citizenry is one of the 5 drivers of the strategic pillars of Borno State 25-year development framework and 10-year strategic transformation that prioritize the well-being of the citizenry. To complement the state government's effort, the Northeast Development Commission has distributed medical consumables worth over 40 million naira to 10 primary health care agencies across the 3 senatorial districts of Borno State. In addition, equipment to University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital, built at 15 million naira following its week-long training to health personnel on cervical cancer in the state. State Coordinator NEDC Mohammed Umaru Watsada said the NEDC will continue to avail the people of its life-touching interventions in the health sector and other critical areas of need.
We have the automated nucleic acid extractor, it's a machine. We have laboratory incubator, biosafety cabinet, autoclave, a modern autoclave, and then oxygen cylinder, ventilator, and then mobile thermometers.
Recipients of the medical consumables and equipment acknowledge the far-reaching impact the intervention will have on prospective beneficiaries.
These materials can help us to improve our quality of services.
They came at the right time when the needs of these items are highly needed in the hospital.
It is expected that the intervention will go a long way in meeting the health needs of the people. In Maiduguri, Maimuna Garba, NTA News.
You're watching the news at 10 on NTA News 24. More reports after this break.
Star Times, Channel 101 and 433, and Free TV, Channel 703.
Welcome back. Former President Muhammadu Buhari has advised the Arewa Consultative Forum on the need to give its maximum support to achieving the federal government's policies and programs. The former president made the request while receiving a delegation of the forum on a courtesy visit to his residence in Daura, Katsina State. Husseina Suleiman reports.
These are the members of the regional forum, which is providing the platform for the promotion of unity not only in the north but for the entire Nigeria as a nation. They are from the Kano branch of the Arewa Consultative Forum led by Dr. Faruk Umar, who has told the former President Muhammadu Buhari that their aim is to complement the federal and state government effort within the democratic framework.
To show him our appreciation of what he has done for Kano State in particular and Nigeria in general. He has done a lot for us, and we believe that even after he has left office, this will be the right time to come and show him our appreciation. Well, we found him very healthy and hearty and very cheerful and friendly, and he gave us a very warm reception. And you know, his attitude of cracking jokes.
Former President Buhari has appreciated the ACF commendation on his life as president.
Thank you very much for coming. I very much appreciate it, and I'm very happy that Nigerians are showing their appreciation of being around after that was this era.
The former president has also stressed the need to always cooperate with the government policies at all levels toward achieving a sustainable development, while the ACF applauded the gigantic project executed during 8 years as president. In Daura, Hussein Suleiman, NTA News.
To environmental matters now, the United Nations, the European Union and partners are again committed to providing Nigeria the required technical support to effectively address climate challenges as Nigeria prepares for the Conference of Parties in Azerbaijan. This is coming at a one-day international review of the outcome of the 28th session of the Conference of Parties of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change in Abuja. Charles Alpha reports.
It's been 5 months now since Nigeria participated, along with other nations, in the 28th session of the Conference of the Party, COP28 in Dubai. There, several outcomes that would shape man's future and his environment were outlined, and with countries expected to implement the resolutions bordering on transitioning away from fossil fuels, global goal on adaptation, climate finance, and declaration to triple nuclear energy. What the National Council on Climate Change, the Ministry of Environment, and foreign partners are doing here is to unpack the significant outcomes of the UN Convention and set Nigeria again on the path to Azerbaijan, where COP29 will be holding.
Our participation of COP through statements, negotiations, and other engagements reaffirm the need for strengthened collective climate change action across the 3 pillars of the UNFCCC.
COP28 reaffirmed our collective determination to tackle the essential threat caused by climate change, which has been clearly itemized by most of the speakers here.
Here we are as European Union, together with other partners, to walk that talk. I mean, to invest in the conditions that are making the arrival of investment in the renewable sector possible.
For the United Nations and a host of other foreign partners, it is another opportunity to strengthen technical partnership and to support Nigeria facilitate inclusive participatory process to motivate action towards higher ambitious goals for Nigeria's transition. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
In the meantime, key players, especially authorities in flood management at the national and across subnational levels, are expected to step up timely efforts to mitigate probable flood risks across the country as the rainy season sets in. This is the implication of the 2024 Flood Outlook, an official document of Nigeria Hydrological.
This year's theme, promoting the use of data analytics and modeling for flood risk assessment and food security, aligns with the presidential agenda on food security, which forms the fulcrum of this administration.
I am optimistic that this year's annual Flood Outlook AF4, which is tailored towards effective management of flood risk for achieving food security agenda in our dear nation, will create the much needed awareness for promoting resource planning and sustainable socio-economic development.
In the year 2024 Annual Flood Outlook AFO, 148 local government areas in 31 states of the Federation are at risk of high flooding, while parts of 249 LGAs across all 36 states and the LCT fall within the moderate flood areas.
The negative impact of flood would, however, be on the decline by promoting better understanding of flood risks and ensuring appropriate mitigating measures being deployed to deal with flooding issues in Nigeria holistically.
If relevant authorities, in this case is the Federal Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation, can make efforts to district our waterways and the various dams that are all over the country, so that we'll be able to maximize our dry season farming operations.
Expectations of these actors is to make communities across Nigeria flood resilient through information in the document. In Abuja, Olusheye Adiagbo, NTA News.
And the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, in partnership with the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, is to educate farmers on weather advisories as it affects farming activities. This is coming as NIMET says the 2024 rainy season is yet to commence in most parts of the country. Musa Baba Ali reports that
the ministry's 10 automatic weather stations to expand NIMET's capacity in data and information gathering.
So these things have effects on inflation.
It is predicted that the 2024 rainy season will commence in June or July in most northern states and will cease in October. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
You're still on to the news at 10 on NTA News 24. We'll take another short break. We'll be back in a moment. Nigeria, Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger Republic have collectively invested 100 million euros to boost agricultural resilience of small-scale food producers in the Sahel region. Vivian Izadife has this and more on Business News.
The initiative is aimed at making a lasting impact in the fight against desertification and land degradation and landscape and watershed management through participatory planning, effectively integrating soil, water and biodiversity. The International Fertilizer Development Center, IFDC's Program Director, Bijokazo Fofana, made the announcement during the pre-launch of its new initiative, Soil Values, in Abuja. In 2023, the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, said no fewer than 26.5 million Nigerians may face a food crisis between June and August 2024. The international body said states such as Borno, Sokoto and Zamfara, including the Federal Capital Territory, are at risk. Explaining the choice of Nigeria for the regional launch, Fofana expressed high expectations, citing Nigerians' productivity and potential to drive significant impact within the Soil Values program. In another development, Naira is a legal tender.
So it has to do with our culture of, handling money and giving money that due respect.
And, we need to all brace up and embrace the new reality, going cashless, So we shouldn't be bothered about the dirty notes. We should be bothered about being very much financially inclusive in a way that we don't even care much on transacting with the notes.
This expert believes
Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, announced this in his office after a meeting with the Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Adebayo Bamire, and the Chief Medical Director of the Teaching Hospital, Professor John Okeniyi. Alake notes that sequel to reports in certain sections of the media about activities of illegal miners within the precincts of the university, the ministry immediately swung into action to ascertain the veracity of the allegations. The Vice Chancellor of the university was pleased with the decision by the minister and promised to play an active role in the ongoing investigation. Now, with the right encouragement and support, youths in the country have what it takes to make positive contributions to national growth and development. This is coming from Representative Jeremiah Umaru, who during the first town hall meeting with his constituents in Nasarawa State gave an account of stewardship of the journey so far in the 10th National Assembly. He highlights successes recorded in his 9-point agenda in empowerment, quality education, women empowerment, care for the aged and elderly, as well as healthcare and agriculture.
The Solo Youth Volunteer Groups came up with an idea of hospital visitations in the 3 local government. And when they told me, I was so impressed because I didn't ask them to do it. And I gave them my support. And today, most of the patients in the hospital actually were very happy with this development. They went and they did the needful. We also distributed 1,000 fertilizers and spray machines within the federal constituency. Some of our youth have finished secondary school or about graduating from secondary school, but they don't have hope of writing JAM. For you to get to the university, you must write JAM or enter through direct entry. We have decided to go down in each electoral ward to pick 10 young persons, indigent students, to register and train them on this JAM that is coming up sometimes in this month.
The first in the series of engagements by the lawmakers with his constituents. Now, in what is another major step towards actualizing the national agenda of strengthening the agricultural sector, the Renewed Hope Initiative has flagged off another round of women agricultural support programs, this time in 4 geopolitical zones in the country. Nigeria's First Lady and National Coordinator of the Renewed Hope Initiative, Oluremi Tinubu, while flagging off the program in Abeokuta for women in the southwest, urged them to expand their agricultural ventures and contribute to national food production. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo reports.
A rousing reception there for a daughter of the soil, who is now the mother of the nation. Her homecoming to Abeokuta, the capital of Ogun State, is for a two-in-one event: the flag-off of RHI Women Agricultural Support Program, WASP, for women in the southwest, and the empowerment of 100 persons with disabilities in the state. While 100 beneficiaries drawn from the 5 southwest states will each take home a sum of 500,000 naira and specialized training from National Agricultural Land Development Agency as fresh incentives to embrace agriculture under the RHI WASP, 100 persons with disabilities in the state who are small business owners received 100,000 naira for business recapitalization. Good platform for Nigeria's First Lady to market her interventions in these areas.
I am happy to also inform you of our national fabric competition, #OneNigeria-Unity-Fabric. This competition seeks to create a fabric that is indigenous, promotes peace, and unifies us as Nigerians.
The flag-off coincides with the commencement of the 2024 planting season in Ogun State. And for the state governor, Dapo Abiodun, the intervention of the First Lady is a boost to ongoing efforts to unlock new possibilities for a future where the potential of every woman is harnessed.
Let us recognize that investing in women extends beyond a moral obligation. It is a strategic investment in the fabric of our nation's future.
It is a fact that financing women ensures greater impact in families with potential in the whole community.
Earlier, the First Lady met with paramount rulers in the state and assured them of her willingness to listen to their counsel and work with them to build a prosperous nation. From Abeokuta, Adeni Taiwo, NTA News.
And Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, has launched
the Renewed Hope Initiative will support women to strengthen the agricultural sector, which will in turn create wealth for them.
I am confident that this initiative will not only transform the lives of the individual beneficiaries, but also contribute to food sufficiency in the North Central Zone.
By the nation's First Lady is worthy of commendation.